Alright, so we want to talk about finding the area of a rectangle. When we think about area, we think about tiles covering a surface. So if we were to draw a rectangle, we can see that it creates a surface, and that we can see that there are like little tiles here covering it as we use the graph paper. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this particular rectangle is 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 8. So if we were looking at this, we'd see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40 tiles. And that's pretty easy for us to see because we can see it here on the grid paper that it's drawn on. But if the grid paper were to go away, well, now we can't really see those tiles at all, and now finding the area here is going to be a lot more tricky. So if we go back and we look at the grid paper, we can still see those tiles, but we don't necessarily need them all. We don't need to fill them all in because we have a way mathematically of finding the area. The area of any rectangle is always the length times the width. In our case, when we think of the length, that's the longer of the two sides listed on a rectangle. So it would be 8. And then the width would be the other side, which would be 5. So 8 times 5 is 40. So we would have an area of 40 square units. We could say that they're square units because, again, we're talking about tiles, the individual squares that cover that surface. So let's take a look at another problem like this where we're finding the area of something. Alright, so we see this rectangle, and we'll say that it's 8 inches here, and 12 inches here, and we want to find the area of that. Well, again, area of a rectangle is always the length times the width. The length is the longer of the two sides that are labeled, so that would be 12 inches times 8 inches. Okay. Alright, so 8 inches times 12 inches is 96 inches, so the area equals 96 inches, but they're not just any inches, they're inches square. Now we can write that in several different ways. We could write it inches in with the little exponent 2 like you see there. We could put square inches, or write it out in words, inches squared. Okay, but the important thing is to understand that area units are always in inches squared, or square inches, or square units of some sort, again because we're talking about the tiles that they cover. So area is always length times width. So what happens if we have something say we've got this particular rectangle, alright, we'll say that it's 7 centimeters. We don't know this side, but we know that the area is 56 centimeters square. Well, how do I find that missing side? Well, again, if the area, remember the formula here is area equals the length times the width. So 56 equals the length, well, the longer side is what we're looking for, times the width, which is 7. So now I would just divide 56 divided by 7 to give me the length, and I would get that the length equals 8 inches. Right, so we can see that we can use the area formula back and forth to find not just the area, but we can also use it to find lengths of sides. Okay. Big key to remember, anytime we're looking for area, area is always the length times the width. The area of any rectangle is always length times the width.